Who do you think said that if you were to guess? I know you guys aren't from the United States, but if you were to guess.
Trump.
Of course it's Trump.
I don't know.
It was Joe Biden.
No.
Yes.
No.
Real
Yes.
quote.
Yes.
No.
It was Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, really? Okay.
Hello friends, welcome to the channel. I got a good one for you today. This is James Clue. We're gonna get to this video. The title of this one is Californians are shocked by these real Joe Biden quotes. I'm not. But anyway, people oftentimes think Joe is the savior of the world and condemn Mr. Trump as the real racist when in actuality is the other way around. We're gonna check out this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, watch this video to the end, and do me one more favor, put a comment below. Let's get to the video.
Now, who said that? Trump.
And that's coming from probably a person that is African American.
No.
Oh, that's even. Oh, wow.
This is the thing we don't know in Canada.
We knew that was racist. We in inflation right now. Racist ass.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. You often hear Democrats in the media talking about how racist Donald Trump and the Republicans are, but are they throwing rocks from a glass house? Today I'm in Los Angeles and I'm going to read people some quotes from Joe Biden. Let's go see what they think about it.
Very nice. Very nice intro.
Huge shout out to our friends over at Allegiance Gold for sponsoring this video. I have some quotes and I'm asking people to rate them on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being most racist, 1 being least racist. And they're quotes from politicians. Okay. You guys wanna go for it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Cool.
We're French Canadian.
Should we get the Canadian perspective? Excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and read you the exact quote, okay? We have the first one right here. This person, he referred to Barack Obama as the first mainstream African American that is articulate and bright and clean, who is...
Wow. That is... Yeah, that's racist. that's like a 9 for me. That's just... That really means that you think black people are not articulate, they're not clean, they're not bright. Oh, man. That is racist.
Articulate and bright and clean and bright and clean.
Wow.
Scale from 1 to 10.
That's racist as f. It's like a 10.
She said 10. 20.
We're breaking the scale.
Breaking this
You
scale.
said rate it?
1 to 10.
9.
Okay, so
I'd say 9. Definitely 9.
The first? To be clean and articulate?
what's the conclusion here? Scale from 1 to 10.
8.
8?
Yeah. It's 8. 4.
4, okay, 4.
4.
I mean, that's somewhat low.
Being gracious.
It could get more racist than that, right?
I'd say about a 8.
Is that pretty bad or no?
Not true. It's just not true. 9?
No.
Okay. All right, so the second quote I have, referring to inner city busing, okay, bringing black people to white schools, okay, in the 70s. This person was anti-busing and said, unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle, the jungle being a racial jungle.
No, that is so racist. That is so racist. Oh my Lord, you can't say that. Even, oh, this is sickening.
A 10.
It's a perfect 10.
10.
A racial jungle. Scale from 1 to 10.
Wow.
13.
Well, actually, Joe Biden was confronted about this with Kamala Harris, who he gave her a job afterwards. Wonder why. Let's get to this video. This is Kamala Harris addressing Joe Biden on this comment, by the way.
To hear you talk about the reputations of 2 United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, It cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Wow. All right. This is when I guess Kamala Harris used to make a lot of sense. I'm not sure. But at least she did bring a good point. She confronted Joe. Joe did have an answer, of course. But yeah, that's on record.
So that's up there. How racist is that quote that I just read?
10, that's 10. Yes, most definitely.
It's racist.
What do you rate it?
They're basically calling us animals. That's like saying we're jungle animals, like animals out the jungle. Oh, it's gonna be a jungle. We mix these people together with us, they're gonna take over. That's what they're thinking, but really it's not that. You judge by the content of the character, not the color of the skin. Basically, that's as simple as that. It's a 10. That's racist. Racist.
I say that's a 10 racist.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That's a racist comment.
That's pretty racist.
Yeah.
I would say 7.
Can't
Pretty bad.
beat around that bush there.
No, you can't.
7.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
The jungle
he's being gracious. He's being
racial
gracious.
Jungle.
8.
Being an older gentleman that was bused to a different school, I mean, it was really beneficial for me. So I just had to throw that in there.
Interesting perspective. In 2006, this person said, "You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent."
Wow.
Yeah, 6.
6.
Yeah.
They're being nice.
Final one. Quote,
They're being nice.
"If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
Oh,
then you
yeah.
ain't black."
I remember that.
What?
Yeah, that was on Charlemagne the God. There it is right there.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
That's racist.
No, he did not. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Doesn't make any sense.
So that's 20. How about that? 20?
Like, think about the racism that is rooted in that comment. The perspective is that as a black person, simply by the color of your skin, you vote. This is what determines your politics. This is what determines who you vote for. What about the policies and the perspective and the value that the politician, the Democrats, right? Whoever it is you're talking about, even if they have policies and laws and perspective that is not in line with my value as an individual, I have to look past all of that and look at my skin color and say, I'm black, I vote Democrat. It's like, that is a racist comment. That is racist. That is not okay. And again, Joe Biden is saying something that many Democrats have been saying for a long time. Is that I've listened to Chelsea Hudler. What's her name? The single girl, the single lady. She was talking about 50 Cent and how 50 Cent somewhat made a few comments about Donald Trump that were positive. And he had to address 50 Cent because she was 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend and told him that you can't vote for Donald Trump because you're a black man.
I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook.
That's racist.
That was racist.
And I was like, wow. It's like, do they realize how racist they sound when they say stuff like this? It's almost like, black people, you can't think for yourself. You don't have any value. What matters is your skin color. That's your identity. That's your character. That's what votes for you, is your skin color. So anybody who comes and say, I'm a Democrat and this and that, black people are supposed to just get behind that, irrespective of the fact that they have policies that are hurting our communities. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I can never get with that.
Broke the scale there. Just.
It's a white person saying that?
Correct.
And that's coming from probably a person that is African American.
No.
Oh, that's
far from it.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely 10.
A 10. I agree. 10. It might be a 10.
10.
10. Scale from 1 to 10.
7.
7?
It's up there.
She's
It's up
being
there. So
nice.
not as bad as the others, but it's up there.
But it's
That's a
definitely-
10 for
yeah.
me.
Yeah. Why do you think that doesn't make sense?
Because I shouldn't have to be black to vote for a certain person. It should be about the issues and the individual person's character. I'm not going to vote for somebody just because they're black. And
She's
I'm not going
preaching.
to vote for somebody just because I think they're going to only help black people. If you're not going to help everyone, then you don't need to be in office.
Who do you guys think said the comment about Barack Obama, saying he was the first?
Donald Trump, of course. Everything is Trump.
I hope it wasn't Donald Trump. I like it too much.
When it came to
Oh, he likes Trump.
articulate and bright and clean. Who do you think said that if you were to guess? I know you guys aren't from the United States, but if you were to guess.
Trump.
Of course, it's Trump.
I don't know.
It was Joe Biden.
No.
Yes.
No.
Real
Yes.
quote.
Yes.
No.
It was Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, really? Okay. I would have said a Republican, but
Republican? You would have said Republican.
I would have said a
You see,
Republican.
that's the perspective right there. That's the brainwashing. You gotta think everything you think of racism, you automatically connect it to the Republican Party. That is actually a brainwash. Actually, I was in that mentality. I used to think everything that's Republican is somewhat rooted in racism until I did my homework. Until I began to look how many of the policies and laws, even going far back, KKK, Jim Crow, segregation, most of these things were sustained by politicians who were Democrats, okay? A lot of that, they were pushing themselves. And even what's happening in certain schools, in the inner communities, in black communities, some of the policies that are hurting black people the most are Democrats' policies. So it's like the Dems are the real racists, but they've managed to convince and brainwash the masses to believe that the Republicans are the racists. So the things that they're accusing the Republicans of, they themselves are guilty of.
Unbelievable.
People are waking up, though.
That was my next thought. I can believe that. I can believe that too.
Believe that? Why can you believe that?
Because that's something he'll say. That's pretty bad. That's surprising. I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Next one, the racial jungle quote.
Now, who said that? Trump.
Wrong.
She's still wrong.
Same person.
To be honest, I wouldn't know who, but it was probably a Democrat.
There goes a thinking individual. It's crazy, right? The perspective of many blacks concerning a person who is, whenever you see this guy, he's probably either a Republican or maybe an independent of some sort. He got some stars, so maybe a veteran. So this is a guy who's probably doing some research and has an understanding. He's not into the system, right? The Democratic plantation. So he's able to see right through the crack. But some people, unfortunately, many blacks, we just believe what the Dems been saying for so long, and we don't do our own study. We just go with what the media says about Trump. Trump doesn't say these things. He might have said a number of things that could be classified as a 1 or 2 in a scale of racism, but I wouldn't say it's a 10, it's a 9, it's a 20. Break the scale. That is not something that we even have on record. And even a lot of time, the stuff that they're calling racism coming from Trump is actually not racism at all when you actually do a little bit of checking on the content of I'm saying how things were said, the context of the message, not even close. Like Trump had a black girlfriend, been around with black people, giving loans to black rappers, been at their parties, been on television. Trump is like, he was loved by black people until he ran for office. The moment he said he's going to run for office and become a president, all of a sudden he became the scapegoat and became this racist individual. And it's like black people forgot, like, this is the same Trump rappers used to rap about in their songs all the time. It's like, why did you guys convert? Well, it's because the media has brainwashed you to think that way. That's the power of the media, man.
I love black people. I love black people.
Probably Democrat? Yeah. Why do you say so?
I just feel that way.
He
Afraid
feels that way. He
Children
knows.
would grow up in a racial jungle. Who do you think did that one?
Was that Biden again?
It's Biden again.
That doesn't surprise me.
You guys, I'm
It
sorry.
better be Biden.
Joe Biden said that. It's a real quote.
Joe Biden again. No.
Yes.
What?
Joe Biden. Those are real quotes from Joe Biden.
We in inflation right now. Racist ass.
Tell you about dinosaurs.
We didn't want you anyway. Kamala racist too. She liked the more black people than any other DA that was on the stand.
Hey, you're preaching now.
Hey, that's facts.
It was Joe Biden.
That's facts.
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
Is that shocking?
It's very shocking.
It does not surprise me. Not at all.
Did you know about that?
I didn't.
What do you think about that?
That's why I've never been a Joe Biden supporter. That's one. I've never been since day one.
Thank you.
2, yeah, man, him.
Joe Biden, he's up the country. He's causing more problems. He's causing us to lose diesel more. He's cutting off our resources, our deals. That's only was a cover-up for a new plan for the New World Order. We all know that. Joe Biden is just a transition for a new generation, a new kind of world, a new system. That's all he's doing is a cover-up.
Do you guys want to guess who said the 7-Eleven one?
Trump?
Trump.
It was Joe Biden. Shocking or no?
Not shocking.
Not too shocked at this point.
The final one that I quoted, which is, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
This gotta be Trump.
Mhm.
One of them is definitely gotta be Trump.
I don't know who said it.
You want to guess?
Barack?
Barack? Joe Biden. Final answer?
I'm going with.
All right, you guys. I'm sorry. Joe Biden said that one as well.
She said, you know what?
I don't follow politics.
It shows you how much we've been brainwashed as blacks, folks. It's like, regardless of the fact that many of the other quotes were from Joe, they were still giving him the benefit of the doubt. It's just that, and the anti-derangement syndrome concerning Trump, the anti-Trump derangement syndrome, is that what you call it? Anyway, it's so bad that these people are willing to compromise everything just to give Joe a second chance. It's like, he's racist. He is. And because he put a black woman as a VP, we think, okay, now he must be a good guy. It's like, maybe he's trying to clean up where he's messed up, you know?
But, you know, I know this much. He's bull.
How much talk has there been about how people are saying that Donald Trump's racist and Republicans are racist? Okay, but why is nobody talking about?
They wanted to cover him as a racist so they could just because he had a liberal mindset and he was a Republican nor a Democrat. That was gonna cause more feuds, more trouble for the transition to the New World Order because he's more liberal. He's more set on like just people, like people being people.
She's speeding it though.
Not more of like a red or a blue or a Democrat or a Republican worried about the money or the economical flow in our country. He was more so worried about how we're going to keep the flow and status for all people more so, and just instead of for a Republican or a Democrat.
In Canada, do they talk about how Donald Trump is a racist? Have you guys heard that?
Yeah, a lot.
Do they talk about how Joe Biden's a racist or no?
No.
This seems to have kind of gone ignored when some of those quotes are actually pretty egregious. It seems like you would probably agree.
They are.
Maybe, yeah. I think it has a lot to do with the way the media pushes things.
That's what they keep covered up. We don't know about the real things we should know about.
He is pictured like pretty great in Canada, but
he's pictured pretty great in Canada.
Yeah. This is the thing we don't know in Canada.
So what are your thoughts about this? Because the reason why I'm talking about this, right, is because, we have over 85% of black Americans that voted for Joe Biden. Do you think that number would have been the same if most black Americans knew about these quotes?
I like to think it would, because I really don't care as much about how you feel about me as I do how you treat me and how your actions and decisions impact my life.
Do you think that number would have been affected if more people knew about those quotes?
Definitely, yes.
Do people just not know
But
about
the media made sure we didn't know about them.
Quotes? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. For some people, like they really believe a lot of black people, some of us really believe in the Democratic Party, like we will bet our lives on their values, even though it contradicts our very own. Some people will die believing in that mindset.
You think?
I think that maybe because he was a Democrat, that's why they wanted him to be up in office, probably.
Exactly.
When people think that Democrat means that you're more for the people. It's just not. Malcolm X said one of his first quotes before he died was, "You got to watch out for the Democratic Party. It's going to be the worst party, like in about 20
Wow, she's spitting it. She's on point, though.
more years. And he's dead and it's the worst party."
Just because someone says something that pisses you off, like your boss, on any given Friday, that same person might promote you.
Look at her. She is backpedaling. You got to make a stand.
You just stay focused.
Right. Well, I mean, this is a trained politician, though, and these are pretty aggressive quotes.
Yeah.
We'd probably both agree on that.
They are, but I don't think he was taking a position. I think he was saying it for a reason, like for a political reason.
This is the problem. Irrespective of the facts, she's still finding a way to justify and polish the character of Joe. Even though, what has Joe Biden done for black people? Tell me. Name 3 things that he's done for black communities. And I'm waiting.
I'm gonna resign.
He said it, and it served his purpose. And I do believe it's how he felt.
That's not much better if that's the case, though. Do you feel as though Joe Biden has positively impacted the black community?
Good question.
When it comes to what you were just getting at of kind of moving that agenda forward, and if so, what do you think he's done for the black community? Would you say?
I think saving us from Trump and his rhetoric.
That is not. That is not. You see, that's the problem right there. People just hated Trump so much. And I get it. If you hated Trump, just vote for somebody else. I think Joe Biden was voted for. 85-something% blacks voted for Joe because they hated Trump so much because of what the media told them about Trump. Not because they knew Trump, not because they followed and asked questions. The media is so powerful that they can take the image of a man and smear that individual's image, and everybody can end up with a perspective rooted in what the media has taught them. Not because they've done any homework, right? And then they go and vote in a particular way because of the way the media has managed. It's a very powerful tool. It's called brainwashing, and it's seriously powerful. And it's very true that she's brainwashed. She just refused to realize and see, like, you don't realize what this man has done and what he's doing to your community, and you think he's saving you from Trump. Saving you from Trump? How is he saving you from Trump's rhetoric? Like, explain that to me. Where is the salvation coming from Joe?
He gets a feather in his hat just for doing that, if nothing else. Like, that's a big deal.
There's no such thing as Republicans, no such thing as Democrat. You just got to believe in God. That's all. It's the God you serve. Because God, you can serve the highest power, you can serve the lowest power. It's like, people who just worry about liberal things or worry about the system, it's like you always going to be stuck on the system.
There's some truth to that. I agree with you. Partially. I would say, altogether to say, just shot away from politics and say we want nothing to do with it. Politics ain't going to go away. Okay, the politicians they're not gonna just fade away. They play a crucial role in the direction of a country, and I'm gonna read a text to show you that the right politician in position can lead a nation toward a lot of positivity, God, and success. The wrong politician can also do that. It's a very powerful tool. It's almost like saying pastors are not important. Pastors are important in the church. Politicians are important in the church. Every single person that is in a position of trust and leadership, they have great influence. And I think the party so much, I can understand. The parties are like, I don't know, somebody's unilateral. It's like, it's really a uniparty. They kind of like working together in a sense, but behind the scene, I think they are more friends than they are enemies. But I think ultimately this is like, it's bigger than the Republican and Democrats. I agree with that. But I think faith in God definitely should be primary. What I will not say, for me, I look at values. It's more than just identifying with a particular party for me. I look at values, like which value are they supporting? You know what I'm saying? The life of the unborn, Christian perspective, values, protecting the children, protecting our borders. I look at all these different things and I see how they fit in my Christian perspective and value and understanding. Then I understand how to vote. That's kind of how I make my decision.
It's deeper than that. The system is just control for the mind.
All right, everyone, that is it for today. So we ran into a ton of people that were incredibly surprised after hearing these quotes from Joe Biden. Let me know what you guys thought about people's responses down in the comment section below. And also, huge shout out to Ami Horowitz for inspiring this video. If you guys...
This is great. It does matter who you vote for, man. It does matter having a knowledge about, these things. And some people would like to sugarcoat the matter and throw it to the side and say it doesn't, whatever it is. No. It does make a difference. It does. And I speak to my friends. I say, listen, man, you don't have to believe in every single person that's running in office. But you need to know why you believe the things that you believe. You need to know what matters to you and find people who are going to stand for these values. Or else, when you say it doesn't matter, everybody's corrupt and everybody's corrupt, that's like a sugarcoat answer that doesn't really take into consideration the possibility that if something is going wrong in a country, you do have the power to vote to bring about a difference, to speak your mind, to petition the government and somehow bringing about a change. So I don't personally believe this notion that it doesn't matter. It does matter. It does matter. It matters in your taxes. It matters in your school tax. It matters with your children. It matters how this stuff that the government is doing, you need to be aware of. It matters because it matters. It impacts the church. It impacts your business. It impacts your life. It matters. It matters. You can't close your eyes to this stuff. But yeah, I like this. This is 1 Kings chapter 21. And this is talking about Ahab, by the way. You know, Elijah said to her, "You found me, oh my enemy," he said. "I have found you because you have sold yourself to do what is evil in the sight of the Lord." Now, the thing is, with this man named Ahab, Jezebel, the Lord also said, "The dog shall eat Jezebel within the walls of Jezebel." Wow. Anyway, the thing about Ahab, the reason I'm speaking about Ahab is because Ahab was a very passive king who allowed his wicked wife to carry out all kind of wicked deeds. He didn't have the heart and the guts to stand for what is right. And I think we can find in many politicians, and I will include Joe in this, the seed of Ahab, the seed of passivity, where they will allow the people or lobbyists or moneyed men or some wickedness to bear sway upon a culture. And that's why a person can go to the White House and take off their clothes and free the nipple, right? They can have all kind of wicked parties. They can make all kind of excuses. That's why you can find crack in the White House. That's why you can have a laptop with all the evidence and it's still yet being ignored. Why is that? It's because there is a party that is justifying wickedness, but it makes it look like, you know, we are in this together. We're just trying to help the country. We're trying to make the world a better place. But in reality, they're working out for their own purpose, and they're pushing something that is very diabolical. And some of you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to say this is, even in the Bible, you look at, like, every time there was a good king, the nation will prosper. Every time there was an evil king, the nation will either fall apart. You can't play with this thing. It is very important. Now, our faith cannot be in them. Our confidence must be in Christ. But however, you cannot just close your eyes as if it doesn't matter. And again, to put it simply, Joe Biden is racist. And I would have never voted. I never voted for Trump. I never voted for Joe. I didn't vote for Trump either. I voted for no one. But I know in 2024 who I'm going to be voting for. That's for sure. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Have a good one. Bye.